Absolutely. Speaking of teachers, we have one in the studio.
Our very own.
Yes.
Our very own.
Yes.
Our very own. Madam Apioko. Hi, Api.
You people are terrible.
Yeah.
Madam, I've been looking around since you walked into the studio.
But
No
Apioko.
cane?
No cane.
Why?
A teacher comes to class without
How
a
will you
cane.
hate?
What is that?
Keep
Because
quiet.
things have changed.
Things have changed.
Yes. What we do in the classroom now is, unless you have an extremely, and even we don't even like to use words like stubborn and recalcitrant, because we realize that there are different temperaments, and if you don't handle the students well with emotional intelligence, you may end up scarring them in their progress. So
Right.
now
Maybe I was scared.
we vibe with the students. We try to understand why they're acting the way they act, as opposed to just whipping them. We talk, we use our words. Yes, things have changed.
Oh, wow.
We used to do one logo line. And then they will lash you. Everybody collects some.
Put your heads on
You
the
will get
table, then
3 or
pa,
4,
pa,
then
pa,
they will
pa,
lash you. I collected my own.
No, because sometimes, the students are students, and you think, oh, they are children, what problems do they have? But sometimes
they
they're
have.
coming with a lot
real.
of baggage, and they're acting out in the classroom, and it's affecting them, but also the environment. So as a teacher these days, you're any kind of leader, in a space. You need to use your emotional intelligence.
I love it. I love it.
Anyway,
So,
tell us.
literacy challenge.
The literacy challenge. The literacy
Where
challenge.
are we
The
now?
clock is ticking.
So, speaking of teachers, let me just start from the beginning. So we put out a call and we said, for the literacy challenge, as we do, level 1 is an
Right.
essay competition.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's an essay competition for JHS students. You pass level 1, you move on to level 2, which is an aptitude test, general knowledge. Sit down, you write. We get our, top 10 from there, and then they move to level 3, which is the grand finale, and it's a live quiz, also general knowledge. So we put out a call and we said, look, it's time has to, and we said that this year there's a topic that we expect our students to write on, and I'll share the topic with you. This is it. In not less than 600 words, which means that your essay should be at least 600 words.
600
okay?
words,
In not less than 600 words, write about the role of the youth in shaping the future of Ghana. What changes would you like to see, and how can young people contribute to making them happen? Very simple topic. And we're at a time where, I said things have changed, right? So we're at a time where populations are becoming younger and younger globally, but especially so in Africa. In Ghana, it's no different. We're saying that now a lot of our population falls between the ages of 18 to 35, and a huge chunk of the population is 14 years and below. These are JHS students. So if you look around, CEOs are becoming younger. Mothers and fathers are becoming, because now, there's a point with the Gen Xers. They would want to go to school before they now get married and have children. That's changing again, right? Because people are placing more value on family and purpose and what I want, right? Owners of businesses, managers, they are becoming younger and younger and younger. So if our young people are supposed to be ready, then it also means they have to have a say in how we govern our country. Because the way we govern our country affects the family, it affects our business, it affects our economy, as we are seeing, it affects everything. So young people need to have a voice, and they do, it's just that we don't listen to them. So we've asked them to write about some of these things, and we believe that as we are sharing them on ChannelOne TV, on City FM, the people who need to hear will also hear that these are the young people who, by the next election, some of them will vote.
It's
and
true.
these are some of the things that they'll be looking out for before they put their thumb to the ballot paper. And so that's where we are, And the deadline is fast approaching. We want to receive these entries by the 13th of July. After that, we shut the door, no return. And then our examiners, external examiners, will take the papers, they will grade them, and then they find the top 50. And those top 50 will make it to the Accra Digital Center, in, so in Accra, they'll write the aptitude test. We'll give them medals. Because if you've made it, like all the hundreds of students who are writing. You made it to the top 50.
Yeah.
That's a very big deal.
Yeah.
Very, very big deal.
Yeah.
So we'll give them medals, we'll give them certificates, so that they too have something to say that when I was 13 years old, when I was 14 years, this is what I did.
Yeah.
There's evidence for their children. Some of the parents who have been lying to their children that they're
I
always
know,
first
right?
in class.
Where's your evidence?
No
Where's the
evidence.
evidence? But teachers have been a lot of teachers have been calling. And I'm happy that this conversation has happened this month. They've been calling. They're very interested in the development of their students. And we have real challenges in our educational system. But every teacher wants to see that their student becomes a global, well, every good teacher. Some teachers, but every good teacher with his or herself wants to see that their student becomes a global icon, becomes somebody who can give back to society as a citizen of repute. And that is where the pride of a teacher comes from. It's not the marks you get, it's later. Dachi, you know, wase. When the student has grown and is doing great things, that's when the teacher can sit and say, that's my student. I contributed to their development. And education is an expensive business. And that expense includes paying teachers properly. Now, a lot of our teachers are not just ending at teacher training. They are doing degree top-up. So you have degree teachers. Somebody has gone to school UG5, you have a degree. David, you have it. How do you want to be treated in terms of remuneration and the way we respect you as individuals who have gone to school and are educated? It's the same way the teacher wants to be treated. And so if we want teachers who can teach our students to write like what I'm about to share, then we need to have a conversation and do something quickly.
Okay. So this is an entry.
It is an entry.
Okay.
I must say that reading this entry doesn't mean that the person has made it to the top 50. It doesn't mean that it's even been graded. We've just taken, you know, sort of like a test sample. Good. And we are just sharing it. So this entry is coming all the way from Tamale.
Wow.
Yes. And it's a young lady, so Tamale in the northern region. And I'll share what she's written.
Please do.
Ghana, a country rich in history and culture, stands at a critical juncture in its development. With a significant portion of its population being young, over 51% are under the age of 25. The role of the youth in shaping the future of Ghana cannot be overstated. The energy, creativity, and resilience of the young people present a unique opportunity to drive progress and innovation across various sectors. To harness this potential, it is essential to understand how the youth can contribute to what changes are necessary to facilitate their impact. Some of the roles of the youth are as follows. Economic participation and innovation. One of the primary areas where Ghanaian youth can make a difference is the economy. The entrepreneurial spirit among young Ghanaians is palpable, with many going into startups and small businesses. Encouraging this trend through better access to capital will help the economy. Even high school students are doing business in their dorm rooms. If these people come out and they are successful businessmen and women, the government and the private sector can collaborate with them to create incubation hubs and innovation centers where young people can develop their ideas, receive training, and have access to markets. Moreover, embracing technology and digital skills is crucial. As the world increases and moves towards a digital economy, equipping young Ghanaians with the necessary skills in coding, digital marketing, and data analysis will ensure that they remain competitive globally. Initiatives like free coding boot camps, partnerships with tech companies, and the integration of ICT education deeply into the school curriculum can foster a tech-savvy generation who are capable of driving economic growth through innovation. Number 2, political engagement and leadership. Political engagement among the youth is necessary for a sustainable future. Historically, political movements globally, and Ghana is no exception, have seen young people get involved. Encouraging active participation in politics can help address the disillusionment that many Ghanaians feel towards the government. When people know what's happening around them, they understand and they are more willing to get involved. This can be achieved through voter education programs in schools, youth representation in political parties, and on platforms that allow young voices to be heard in policy discussion. Youth-led organizations and movements should be supported to advocate for issues affecting such as unemployment, education, and climate change. By providing young leaders with leadership training and mentorship from experienced politicians, Ghana can cultivate a new generation of ethical and effective leaders who prioritize the nation's development over personal gain. Number 3, education and skills development. I cannot stress this enough. Education remains a cornerstone of empowering we the youth. To shape a brighter future, the Ghanaian education system must evolve to meet contemporary challenges. This involves not only improving across to education, but also its quality and relevance. Curricula should be updated to include practical skills that match the demands of the current job market. Emphasis on STEM, that is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics education, vocational training, and soft skills for development will prepare young people for diverse career paths. Additionally, fostering a culture of lifelong learning is important. We cannot learn everything in the classroom. With the rapid pace of technological advancement, continuous education and skills upgrading are necessary. Online courses, adult education, programs, and community learning centers can provide opportunity for young people in society to continuously improve their skills and knowledge. Next, civic responsibility and social change. Ghanaian youth have what it takes to drive significant social change. Issues such as gender equality, environmental sustainability, and social justice require the active involvement of the young people. A sense of civic responsibility is important, and this can happen if youth organizations who focus on social issues will be supported to engage in advocacy, public awareness campaigns, and community projects. Environmental sustainability is a critical area where young Ghanaians can lead. Climate change possesses a significant threat to Ghana's future. It's affecting our food prices, it's affecting our green initiatives, and if we work with programs to promote recycling, renewable energy conservation, which can be led by youth groups, schools, and universities, can integrate environmental education into their curricula, fostering a generation that values and works towards sustainability. Cultural preservation and innovation is important. While we look towards the future of Ghana, it is also very important to preserve Ghana's rich cultural heritage. The youth play a critical role in maintaining and promoting modern context. Through music, art, and literature, young Ghanaians can celebrate our heritage and share it with the world. Platforms that support creative expression, such as arts festivals and cultural exhibitions, can encourage young people to explore and innovate within their cultural frameworks. Regional cultural fairs for young people below 25 are a must, so that young people also feel that they have a say in tradition. Changes to facilitate youth contribution. To enable young Ghanaians to fully contribute to shaping the country's future, several changes are necessary, some of which are improved access to quality education. This would be ensuring that all young people, regardless of their socioeconomic backgrounds, have access not just to education, but quality education, and this is paramount. This includes updating curricula, investing in teacher training, and providing necessary resources. Increased funding and support for startups is another area we should focus on. Providing financial support, mentorship, and networking opportunities for entrepreneurs will help them to succeed. Youth-friendly policies are also important. The government should create policies that specifically address the needs and aspiration of the youth. This includes job creation programs and affordable housing schemes, promoting civic engagement when people are comfortable. Also, we need to establish platforms where young people can actively participate in governance and decision making. And this will ensure that vices are at a lower level and voices are heard and considered in national development practices. Lastly, environmental education and action. Integrating or joining environmental education into our schools' curricula and supporting youth-led environmental initiatives can ensure sustainable development practices are embraced. In conclusion, I would like to say that the youth are undoubtedly a cornerstone of Ghana's future. By investing in our education, encouraging entrepreneurial endeavors, fostering our political engagement, and supporting our social and cultural initiatives, Ghana can build a prosperous and sustainable future. The changes needed are clear, and with the right support and opportunities, the youth, the people of Ghana can lead Ghana to a brighter future.
Indeed, we can lead Ghana
Yes.
to a brighter future if these are the kind of students we are raising at the junior high school level.
I tell you,
Happy.
no.
This is well detailed, very, very
So
articulate.
you can see the person has done their research.
Yes.
They put it together.
Yes.
But you see, what
Well
blows my
written.
mind, you see, you can research, right? But articulating
Yes.
your thoughts on paper in this way is a different skill
Yeah.
set altogether.
And it's a very necessary skill.
Yes.
yeah.
You know, because of the digital age, we tend to think, oh, reading is not important. Look, you must read. And this
Yeah.
person is clearly a reader.
Oh yes. There's
When
no
you
way you can
read,
handle
you
this
don't
kind
just
of-
garner information. You garner vocabulary
Yes.
and structure of thought. And that translates into when you write,
Yeah.
you know. Not everybody is a great speaker. Not everybody is a great writer.
Writer.
But if you're a good communicator, it shows that you read.
Yeah.
Right? You may not be the next, you know, Mandela who can, or Obama or Nkrumah who
Yeah.
could stand on a stage and deliver a great speech, but you can communicate and
Right.
people will hear you and listen to you. And
Yeah.
these are things that if you have a good teacher,
Yeah.
Like
you know,
Madame
great
Apioko,
system,
of course.
this is what happens. You
Yeah.
know, but this is clearly a student who has been thinking about these things for a while.
Yeah.
You can tell that
Yes.
it's a lady. She's been thinking about such
Yeah.
things. And when you see some of the other entries, they're talking about agriculture, mechanizing agriculture. You know, it's interesting. Just last month in our business festival, we talked a lot about urban
Yes.
and greenhouse farming.
Yes.
Because let's face it, our youth want to move to the Accras and the
Yes.
Kumasis and the
Yes.
Tamales and the Takralis because that's where the action is happening. And so we're looking if you can have farming as a secondary income, you know,
Yeah.
without throwing away our practices. How can you do that in an urban space? And they are talking about it.
Yeah.
That a lot of them are going to school in urban spaces, you know, and they want to see how agric can evolve to include herbs. So you don't have to have acres and acres and acres of land,
Yeah.
but you can be producing your small vegetables and supplying the value
Right.
chain.
It's true.
You know, very interesting thoughts.
True.
You know, and somebody will say, well, how do you know the students wrote this? You can tell. When you've been in the classroom, and our examiners
Yeah.
who are experts will tell you, even the way the sentences are structured, they are not very lengthy. They are you know, choppy.
Yeah.
One thought position. You can tell.
Yeah.
You know, you
Yeah.
can tell. But this is clearly someone who
Yeah.
is a brilliant young
but,
guy.
But the thing about this also is that if it's not the student who wrote it, at the
We will
aptitude test, in
Yeah.
case
Of
you
course.
go
Yes.
through,
And that
at the
is
aptitude
one of the
test,
reasons
you will-
why
you will
the
show up.
aptitude test
Yeah.
happens.
Happen.
Yes, it you know, it levels. Yes, it does.
So
But
that's like
we've never
justify
had-
your inclusion.
Absolutely, but we've
Right.
never had a situation where, with the aptitude test, sometimes the top 10, you can have all of them falling between 100% and 90.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. There was 1 year that we
Crazy.
had that. Yeah, like the top, everybody was in
Wow.
the top.
Crazy,
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
There was 1 year there was a tie. We had to call them back and get them to break it. We
Oh.
had to go back to their essays. You know,
Yeah.
so the system is tight,
Yeah.
and the students are brilliant.
Good,
Yeah.
yes, very good students. Now, one may be watching and say that, oh, they've been saying deadlines for submission is 13th July. That's next week Saturday.
Yes.
But, oh, these people, they may extend it. Are we not in
We
Ghana?
will not extend it.
Oh, okay.
We will not.
So you heard.
We will not extend it. We will not extend it because we have a lineup of things that are supposed to happen after that, you know. And don't forget, we like to do the aptitude test, for example, around the time when there's less pressure on the
the
schools.
students,
Yes,
yeah.
on the students.
Right.
So it's either vacation for some, depending on the schools they go to, or they are not writing examinations. It's not a very busy time in the term or the semester. You know, so we won't extend it. So 13 July is a deadline. We need to be very, 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 very understanding of that. Yesterday I saw some students trickling in, spoke to a few of them.
Oh, a friend of mine works with the bank, and
Yeah.
she said, David, I'm leaving Teman now. I'm coming to, where is the office? I said, just put ChannelOne TV in Google Map. It will bring
you
you.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
And
drop
there's
it
a
off.
reason why the deadline is a Saturday.
Right.
Because you feel like most parents, unless of course your job lets you work like
Yeah.
you, Jifa, on a Saturday, most parents are not working on Saturdays. So it's easier. You have the whole day. When we say it ends on 13 July, we are saying that it ends at 11:59
9
p.m.
p.m. 13.
So if you want to walk and drop it at front desk, you know, at 11:59 p.m., you get here, security will see
Security
you.
will
We are here
meet you and
24
collect
hours,
it.
you know. And then if you are posting from outside of Accra, because don't forget, these scripts have to be in the student's own handwriting, which means that some will have to post. If you are
Right.
not in Accra,
Yeah.
okay, you can't come to ChannelOne TV here at Tesano. You can't go to City FM at Adabraka. You have to post. Now this is the address. It's P.O. Box GP 14123 Accra Central. P.O. Box GP 14123 Accra Central. But it means you have to send it before the 13th so
Yeah.
that I can get here by the 13th.
Yeah, hopefully
Right.
latest by, let's say, the 9th.
Exactly.
You should have posted
which is
it.
next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
Because
so
if
you
you don't
so
post it,
by now finishing touches should be
Yeah.
happening. I know there are teachers who are sending their students work in bulk.
in bulk, okay.
So teachers, this goes to you. This is the time. Get
Yeah.
everything together. So that we don't have phone calls on that day that, oh, we can't bring it, or can we bring it on Monday the 15th? It will not allow that.
I always say that there's no point in writing the best essay if it never got read.
Of course.
course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So-
Of course.
Wonderful.
Well, I am highly impressed with the turnout of letters or essays we've been receiving here.
So you've
at
been
Channel
seeing
One.
that. You
Oh
sit-
yes,
you're in
the
the
front
programs
desk.
office.
Yes, the front desk. You see the envelopes and all of that, and I ask, is this for literacy challenge? And they say yes. So if you're at home watching, a parent, a guardian, or even a teacher, and you haven't sent in your entries, this should tell you that I've been saying things. The clock is ticking. You can't sit on it. Read through your essays, have your parents endorse it for you, and send it to us here at ChannelOne TV or City 97.3 FM in Adabraka. Do so now, today. Just do it. Don't wait. Procrastination, they say, is a thief of time. You never know what will happen
It's a thief
tomorrow.
of other things.
Yes.
There's lots of things.
So just do it. Don't wait any longer. Just do it, and then we'll be glad to receive your essays. And we are wishing every student out there all the best. I mean, may the best person win. And remember, there's 10,000 Ghana cedis up for grabs. Not only that, the bragging rights and all the goodies that comes with being the winner of Literacy Challenge 2024.
And a very glitzy trophy as well.
Of course.
Yes. But if I just to hammer on something that you said, the scripts have to be endorsed by a
Right.
parent or a guardian. Very necessary. And then we need full contact details. I keep saying people send entries, there's no phone number, there's no email, nothing for us to be able to reach you.
Right.
Please, we need that information so that we can reach out.
Most
Very
definitely.
important. And if they have any questions, anyone who's watching has questions, you need clarification, 0205 973 973. 0205 973 973 is a number. If you're last year, we had a number of parents calling us from outside of Ghana, even though their children live in Ghana. So if you're calling us, just use the country code +233,
Yeah.
and you'll be able to reach us. And
Fantastic.
I want to thank our sponsors
Yeah.
because I said education is an expensive business. And even pulling something like this off is, you know, all the things that the prize money alone,
Yeah.
10,000 Ghana
It's a big
cedis
deal.
in this Ghana.
It's a big deal.
In this
Yeah.
Ghana, it's a big
Yeah.
deal. So the Ghana Gas Company, we're very, very grateful to them. We're also very grateful to Alive Soap and Fortune Spread. They're part of the Wilmer
Yes, the
family.
Wilmer
We
family,
love them here at Channel One
Right.
and at City FM. We also want to say thank you to Ribi Biscuits by M4 Foods. They've also been great. This is not their first time on the Literacy Challenge. We want to thank you. And then Prospectus Ghana Limited.
Yep.
I think for them, this is also like their fourth time running.
Yeah,
yes.
fourth time or so, yeah.
They've come back over and over again. And, you know, usually they engage with the students because some of them are GHS 3 and they get their chop boxes and their trunks ready through Prospectus Ghana Limited before they jet off. So thank you very much to our sponsors.
All right.
We cannot say thank you enough.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
To you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
We've enjoyed our time with you. Teacher Apioko.
Madam Apioko.
Okay, Teacher
What
Apioko.
are you doing?